some, I'll get nostalgic or something. Like when David Bowie died, I played a bunch of his tunes one night.
Well, I had the bachelor pad set up, and there were times, you get that 5 CD rack, the rotating 5 CD disc player. That's when you knew you were going to get your dick sucked at. That's when you were really cool. And I would just play, hit random and go, and I'd just be hanging out in the house by myself and be cleaning and vacuuming and doing whatever I want. You could play video games. And even with tenants, it was basically my first duplex I had. It was nothing but a triplex of bachelors. And it was wonderful because, Dave would play his music and Paul would play his music and I'd play my music. Everyone would go to bed by about 10, but I'd go off and party away from the house. But yeah, I have not. The last time I just threw on a random bit of music and hung out at home, man, it's been so long. It's been at least a decade since I've done that.
Wow. You should go back and do it, man, just for the reality of it.
I should, but now I'm kind of pondering, like, okay, why is that, Doc? I'm sure you can't because you got, kids running around in a family.
Yeah, I mean, if they go somewhere, I can jam out. I've got a nice set of bows hooked up here on the desktop. So yeah, definitely.
Can you hear that all throughout the house though, where you just hit play?
No, I mean, if I was downstairs doing some stuff, I could. But no, but when I was in high school, I built a 6-foot tall stereo rack, and it was filled with components from the bottom all the way to the top. I had 2 amps, 2 equalizers, a turntable on top, like different configurations of cassette decks. I had Vector Research speakers with double woofers. I mean, this thing was amazing. And I sold it to like a relative for like $200. I probably put like $5,000 into it. I was like, it just got outdated. And it did have one of the CD players had the 5-disc changer. It was cool. I mean, it could rock the neighborhood. Actually,
what you reminded me of when you told that, I was visualizing this rack system, was I had a flashback to that movie from 1985, Back to the Future, in the very beginning, where
it was like that. it was like that. And hey, when we had severe weather, I think I might have told you guys this. I had a corner room, and our house was down in this neighborhood where all of the World War II, vets and their widows lived. So, I would put the speakers up in the corner and I would blast the air raid siren every time we get bad weather. And
wow.
Our house was built in the 60s. It had a bomb shelter. So all the neighbors would come over and they would go into our basement and shut the door. And my parents no one ever picked up on that because it was so realistic. And I would always just pair it with like, it had to be pretty bad weather, but like and my parents would be like, oh yeah, okay. And then everybody would go down, and I never got busted on it once.
What was in your bomb shelter? So you had the stereo in your house.
The bomb shelter. So that was built. My parents bought that house that had the bomb shelters, built in the 60s, 18-inch thick walls downstairs and a blast door. So you'd go in it, and a steel blast door. And yeah, I mean, it was probably about, 8 by 10, maybe.
I think those were just built they were just built to survive the blast. It wasn't like you were going to camp down there for weeks.
No, yeah, there's no way you could camp down there. But it definitely would have survived the blast. I mean, who the hell's going to blast a town of 1,000 people? I mean, we were 20.
A Russian gets lost.
The Russians, that's who, those evil, no good Russians.
It was a pretty cool thing, though. My mom used it as a fruit cellar, but like, yeah, you come over and my friends would be like, "Oh, what the hell's this all about?" So
you'd hit the siren, and then what? The whole neighborhood's just standing there like a quiet mosh pit, like a bunch of.
I would take my dirt bike, and I would go like 2-3 blocks away, and I could still hear the siren because I'm pumping out 200 watts, and I have a huge dresser in the corner of this tiny room, and I'm able to position the speakers so one goes out one window and one goes out the other. Mm-hmm. And so you really didn't hear it too much in the house, but I could hear it like 2 blocks away, and it was very close to the actual city siren, which was very shitty and pretty quiet. So like it was it was approximated enough where people would hear it, and then they'd be on their porches and stuff like that. And there was this big bush that kind of covered my window area, so you couldn't like look over and see the speakers. It was perfect. I don't know how I ever got away with. I probably did that 10, 12 times. And I remember they would knock on the door. Katie, and her husband had died in World War II, and
These
she was in her
poor widows.
70s.
Oh my God.
And then Eddie, who was on I think the USS Arizona, Alvin Pine. Yeah,
Pearl Harbor survivor. Great.
He took everything.
Pearl Harbor survivors.
He wasn't messing around. So they would come in, and then they would all camp downstairs, and then I don't know if I would give the updates. Yeah, it was back in the day when, without the internet and being able to check it out.
That's what I was going to ask. Where did you find a copy? I mean, how were you playing a siren? Did you go down to the record store?
I had a cassette tape of sound effects.
But what did you buy? Sounds of Chaos or what? The Russians? What was the name of this tape?
I don't know. And then I dubbed it so it would play over and over and over again. And I was able to edit it pretty well, so it matched. It was pretty close to how the city would do their siren and where they raise it and lower it. I think I got rid of all of my tapes, but I kept a few, and I think I actually kept that one.
In case you want to torture the neighborhood now?
Oh God. I'm telling you though, it was I look back at that and I'm like, how did I not get busted by my parents? And the fact that people would knock on the door.
Hello.
And then, but it was cool.
Wait a minute, was the bomb shelter attached to the house, or did you have to go out into
it was you'd go in the basement, and then it was a part of the basement. You'd open this door and then you'd walk into it from in the basement. It was not external. You couldn't externally get to it.
Oh, okay. That's why they're not getting it. I was thinking like, man, that'd be like a cool little fort or something. But then your ma, commanded it for a fruit cellar.
And it was all damp. And I mean, there was like one light and it was just, yeah.
No, it was a bomb shelter.
Okay, kids, time to start the show.
We started it a while ago. I've been hitting record. We've been on for, I don't know, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Bomb shelter. I didn't know anyone that owned a bomb shelter.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I mean, I outside of that house, I don't think I've been to a house that's had one. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Wasn't that big of a deal.
Well, if you go to the old buildings in New York, or I'm guessing maybe Chicago, they have there was these signs, fallout shelter. Right. And it would be like to go down into the basement of the building. I don't know if it would have done you any good. I mean, if you lived in New York or Chicago, you're pretty much fucking ground zero. But I remember those old signs when I was a kid. I don't know if they still have them up anywhere.
I remember them when I was a kid too. But I mean, the buildings would be collapsing. I mean, you'd be hosed, no doubt about it. You'd just be hosed.
I actually worked for about 4 years in a restaurant that was built out of a bomb shelter in Madison, Wisconsin.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, kind of awesome. It was a Jamaican restaurant too, and it was painted all like cerulean blue on the inside, so it looked like you were undersea, and the ceiling was really low. Very moody.
But it had air. It had an aeration. So this wasn't to survive the blast. This was like something like, what's the video? The Fallout series, where you're underground and then the nuclear blast happens and then your cryogenic chamber wakes up and you're 500 years later and scorpions are super huge and everything. Was it like that?
Yeah, it was kind of like that. I mean, underneath the building, there was the actual bomb shelter, like where you went when the blast hit. And then the cinder block thing was what you would, I suppose, live in after the blast. My boss put thousands of dollars of wine in the actual bomb shelter under the bomb shelter, and it all went bad because it was like 90 degrees in there.
Really?
Oh,
wait,
man.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it would be that hot down in the basement. That's too bad though that he lost all that wine.
Yeah, it sucked. He had the boiler down there.
Well, okay, really? This is a guy that runs a restaurant?
Right.
Oh, wow. This guy was I'll be nice and say a unique individual.
I was foolishly going to ask if it's still in business, because then I would have liked to check it out. But I'm just going to assume it's not in business with Mr. Schmoboy there putting wine in a basement next to a boiler.
Well, I think it actually is in business because there are so few good restaurants in Madison that it basically has no competition.
Did he know to keep the meat refrigerated? I just want to know if I'm ever in that area, you know. Where...
Fortunately, it was my job.
Okay, yeah, because you know that's bad if the meat is kept hot like that, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever come that close to seeing someone just burst into tears in public who was male. It was a bad day.
I had when I taught at a school, they had a culinary program, and I'm surprised half of America isn't dead based on the low-level intelligence and idiots that attended those culinary programs. They were, oh my God, they were so like if you couldn't get in, hey, they for 37 grand, you could go to their program and they would lower the standard so much just to get in. But man, some of those guys, like the daytime TV show commercials, like, hey, do you want an exciting job in the culinary arts? Those morons, those are the idiots that actually went. This guy must have been a graduate, I presume.
I think his dad set him up in business. I worked for a lot of people like that in Madison. Actually, he wasn't even the prime example. I worked for this guy whose family owned Oscar Mayer Wieners.
Really?
Yeah. And they couldn't get him to graduate from college because he was a junkie. Like, he took his trust fund and like did a bunch of heroin and was always high and couldn't get through school. So to bribe him to get through school, they told him that if he managed to graduate, they would buy him a Humvee and a brew pub. Wow. And so, yeah. So they bought...
step back from the mic a little bit. You're a little loud, just a touch loud.
Oh, okay. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, they bought him this. Obviously, he got the Humvee, and then they bought him this brew pub, and he set it up, and he started running it, and then he started just taking cash out of the cash register to go buy heroin with at night. So
well, what did they expect? This is like Aaron's article he sent me the other day. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with these parents? For fuck's sake!
Yeah, so. He because he was stealing from the cash register and he wasn't keeping track of how much he was stealing from the cash register, all of the bartenders started stealing from the cash register too, because there was no record of how much money was in there. So does
his parents keep bailing him out? Is this place open next to the Jamaican bomb shelter place with the bad meat and the bad wine?
They eventually, like, before the place completely tanked, like it was bad. Like, he would come in wearing a purple jester hat, you know those rave hats from the 90s? He'd be wearing a purple jester hat and like sunglasses in the middle of the day, and he would just start screaming at the line cooks because he was convinced that the business was going under because the line cooks were using too many of his specially printed matches to relight the burners.
Wow.
Like, that was what was killing the business, not the fact that he was creating a condition where everyone was stealing from the till. So his parents finally just yanked it and gave it to his cousin. I don't know what happened to him.
See, that, like John was pointing out, I am amazed how people who build up wealth, like if I were to ever have kids and I became super wealthy, I'm like, oh, no, you're not getting a penny. You are going through the exact same hell. Matter of fact, even if you don't have a job, I'm going to go get you a uniform. I'm just going to have you walk out in the snow at 3 a.m. For hours on end when it's 23 below zero. There is no way I'm going to give you a business or money or any kind of, and hope that maybe you get your act together. I never understood how rich people who work it up then think that, or don't think and think, well, it's just a matter of money. I'll just give money to my little piece of shit child that I never disciplined or challenged or set a hurdle for. And that will just result in a successful business or him getting off his ass and setting down the video game controller and a life of success and a workout. I've never understood how self-made millionaires are just self-made people thought they were doing their kids any favor by, well, I'm going to make it easier for them than when I had it. It's almost like the World War II generation. They were so amazing because they went through the Great Depression and they went through a world war. Hell, some of them went through 2 world wars. And then they come along with the baby boomers like, I don't want you to suffer or anything. Here's free crap for everyone.
Didn't you call it, leave me alone money? That's for the wives, but couldn't that be true for children too?
Coma, keep her off my ass money.
Yeah. Couldn't it? I mean, if the guy's a junkie and stealing from the till, it's like, steal from that and we could write it off on our taxes anyway. At least you're not stealing from me.
The purpose of COMA, it's KHOMA, keep her off my ass money. The purpose of COMA money, I'll explain it for the audience in case they didn't read Behind the Housing Crash, which they all should. In banking, you would invariably have a husband who was a surgeon or a real business owner, some well-to-do guy, and we would lend the money based on him. And then he'd come in and like, my wife wants a line of credit for her plate shop or her consignment store or some bauble shop or some crappy dipshittery of an idea that Miffy came up with on her own. And what it was is
it's Muffy. It's
Muffy, Biffy, Boopy, whatever. Just imagine a Wyzetta trophy wife. So the whole loan would be underwritten by the financial strength of the husband, and he would just here's cash for collateral, here's whatever, and just give her the money. And the whole idea was here's $250,000 to get her out of the house. So she runs some damn business. Usually they're empty nesters, like the kid finally left and she's driving him nuts and he still has like this prestigious law firm to run. And so he'd give her COMA money and then she'd go down to her bauble shop and talk to the other trophy wife agent whores and like, oh my God, did you want to, oh my God, I got this thing. And it would perpetually lose money. And then you get another infusion of cash from the husband. But yeah, that was basically it. It was a COMA loan. But in this case, I mean, yeah, you could say it's the same, but I'm just thoroughly convinced money unearned is a completely destroying force. I've never seen one person who inherited wealth or won the lottery, anyone who didn't earn it, just won it or got it, it destroys their lives because it puts them on easy street, and then they are no longer able to value what has value in life. It's just simply given to them as they don't know what is the value of that burger. Well, you don't know what the value of that burger is unless you've starved. And if you've starved, then you really know what the value of that burger is. But yeah, I've never seen free money help out anyone.
Yeah, I guess. Wow, you just made me think of my ex's friend who was, I guess he was supposedly a brilliant violinist, but I never heard him play anything because he had a trust fund and he died of a crack overdose.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
That's too freaking bad.
Isn't that a tragedy? I'm sure he was the next fucking Mozart.
I'm sure he was a nice guy too and didn't think he was like, Queen Bee or anything like that. That's no, I haven't seen it. I've never seen a rich kid that wasn't a complete ass. I mean, there was one, but for the most part, yeah, and it doesn't surprise me that he would have the logic or the lack of logic to say, hey, you're using my special matches, and that's why my restaurant is going out of business.
Right. I don't think he even realized that he was setting up a dynamic where everyone was going to steal from the till, because even though he was a business owner, he had never kept a till. He had never counted a cash drawer at the end of a night. He had never actually worked in a restaurant. He had no idea how it worked. And so he thought, well, I can just take money from the cash register because it's my money. It's being tracked somehow, right?
Well, right, but he's never had to work, period, in his life.
Right.
So he doesn't have the concept of accounting systems, payroll, debits or credits. And I'd argue that if you raise these kids to be trust fund babies or just spoiled, you don't even have to be rich. I saw that a lot where the husband was faking being rich, but by gosh, the kids had a ski boat and they had those inflatable bouncy rafts that you could put on the lake. You could still spoil your kid with debt spending.
Oh God, yeah. The kids who lived behind us, they had a swimming pool. Their dad worked in the mill.
Mm-hmm. The mill? How did he afford a swimming pool if he worked at the mill?
I have no idea. Well, it was one of those white trash above ground swimming pools. But they were definitely poor spoiled. Like they were little holy terrors because their parents never told them no, never told them to do anything. The girl turned out okay, but the guy, I think he's in jail.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't surprise me anymore because I mean we're all old now. We saw what happened. I remember back in school, you know, the really cool popular kid. He had a locker full of booze, record number of suspensions, ended up going to prom when he was a freshman. I mean, everyone. And now the guy, you know, I looked him up. He's got a criminal record, bankruptcy, all that other stuff. And that's what happens when you just flood. You drown your kid in money and you never make them work for it. It ends up, it's the matches. That must be the new accounting system. The special matches accounting. It's not cash or accrual. It's the special match counting system.
It's the Rain Man system, right?
Yeah, definitely. 288, was it? How many?
I can't remember the exact number of matchsticks. I'm not Rain Man.
So for all you listeners, remember, it's all about the matches. That's the takeaway.
That's the takeaway. Good. End of the show. We'll see you guys later. It's beautiful, wonderful. Actually, it is wonderful out here. I think Doc, you're down in Wisconsin and you're in Chicago. Is it nice down there too?
Very nice.
That's beautiful.
I almost hated doing this one because I went out and I golfed and I had a cigar and I grilled. And I'm like,
wow.
And I got to go out with those assholes on the podcast. I mean, I got to hang out with my good friends Doc and DP and Ann and John.
Yeah.
There'll still be some time left in the day. The sun will still be out when we're finished.
It's 80 degrees here in Seattle.
Perfect. Is the sun out or?
Oh yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a crystal clear sky today, but it's sunny.
Well,
yesterday was crystal clear, but it was too fucking hot. I don't like it when it gets to the high 80s, man.
They're having brownouts in Texas. I thought it was bad enough this past week when I was fighting floods and bees and all that and mold, and the house wasn't getting dry enough, and so mold was growing. So I'm like attacking everything with bleach and that spray. And then I hear like in Texas, 110 with humidity of 80%. I'm like, oh, put a bullet in my head now.
Yeah, that in Minnesota here, we do get sort of the worst of both worlds. We get the Arctic jet stream swinging down in the wintertime, and then in the summertime, we get that Gulf jet stream swinging up. So, but today there's no humidity. It's nice today.
Yeah. First day in about 2 weeks, I'd have to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, my two brother-in-laws are heading out in California to go off-roading in the desert with, I don't know what the hell it is, a Toyota Fiji or some vehicle, but they're totally, I mean, they packed all of their gas and everything, and they're going to be like out of contact with society for 5 days. You know, got to take a shovel as you're, you know, use the bathroom. That becomes it's just crazy. But yeah, they're going to be totally off the grid for out in the desert. So
the Mojave Desert.
Yeah. Well, it must be, right?
That's the only desert I know of in California.
So they're going to go there, so Doug actually took a course in how to use the vehicle for all this crazy off-roading stuff. He's an engineer with Google, and he wanted to do this like forever. So his brother, my wife's two siblings, they're going together. He flew out and they're going to do this. And my brother-in-law who flew out there, he can fix anything. Vehicle breaks down, doesn't matter what it is, he can fix it. So it's a pretty good pairing. But yeah, they'll probably both die. Hey, just talking quick about like vehicles. I renewed my driver's license today, and so they give you the 10-year one. But honest to God, like every person in front of me in line, so I walk in and there's a line of 6 people, and they come up, and then the attendant is like, "Do you have your birth certificate from the hospital notarized and your social security card?" And people are like, "Well, no." And if you were married and you changed your name, you also had to have your marriage license, and it had to be notarized.
In Wisconsin?
Yeah. So apparently this just started, and then they give a star. Your new license is a star up on the right-hand corner. And without the star, you cannot go on a military base. It's just
okay.
But anyway, there's nothing on the website to this at all. So like every single person, and the same thing with me, but I only live a mile away, so it's not a big deal. But this old guy ahead of me, he's like, he kind of steps out of line. She's like, "Sir, you're going to have to go back." He's like, "You mean I got to go up to where, it's like 40 miles away for him to get to this? I got to go." She's like, "Yes, you got to go back and bring these things." And he's like, he's trying to negotiate while she's working with the next person. "Well, can we do part of it now?" And then like, "Oh, no, it all has to be done at the same time. This isn't the way it used to be. And you people need to do a better job." But I mean, it was pretty intense. And thankfully, like the lady you know, we had a little bit of humor going back and forth, so I didn't get grilled like all the other people. They're like, your eyes are hazel, but they really look green to me, or maybe it's blue. Is it brown? Did you change your eyes the same as your passport? I mean, people are getting this. So yeah.
Isn't that real ID? Isn't that the reason why everything's happening? Is the whole real ID thing?
I hope so, because you know what? There's a way around this. Is you just go to California. You tell them your name is Jose Vasquez. They give you a state issued ID. Then you go back to Minnesota and just cash that one in exchange, and it's accepted.
Well, have you gotten to Dave, Doc? Have you gotten to the point where they make you change your hair color from brown to gray yet, or no?
That's going to be the next one when I renew it. Yeah, it's got it. But you know, you have to put gray. I was reading, because I went on the website because I'm like, what the hell? Like, I just wanted to figure out, like, did I miss all this stuff? But you can't put silver for hair. It's got to be gray. Yeah, I'm not there. But by the time this one renews.
Well, wait, what? They're going to give you like the issue, like the issue of
silver,
the platinum blonde, you know, raven red. How many options do you want?
30 choices. There are some states and other states where they ask nothing, like, you know, no weight, no height, no eye color, other things. But other states actually give you like a picture with 30 different eye shades on it, like from 0 to 30, and you have to pick which one is your iris.
Shades?
Iris, you know.
Yeah, but I'm talking, wait, you get 30 choices for your eyes.
Honestly, yes.
And 30 choices for your hair?
Not in Wisconsin, but like in other states.
Choices
they basically
gender, so.
They present it and they said, where do you want to go? And then if it was bald in one state, you had to either identify the hair that you used to have, what color it was.
Or what if you're like so old you don't remember? You know, it's like
some states allowed you to put bald, but so just absolutely insane stuff. But again, like she was cool. You know, we had a little banter going back and forth, and of course I dressed up a little bit for it and did my hairness. It's really nice and cordial because I want to get through this without any red flags, you know. But oh man, it's a crazy process. It is insane.
Is this okay? So what? Scott Walker come up with this idea for
no, this is that's a federal thing.
Yeah, real ID.
Yeah. This is all. But she said if you don't have the star on your license now, there's an actual star up in the right-hand corner. You cannot go on to military bases, or there was something else like if you travel, it messes with your passport. So
like Minnesota doesn't. I don't think Minnesota has the real ID yet. I think we're one of the last holdouts. And if we don't get it, we're gonna have trouble flying planes. So. It is sort of a serious thing.
Is this
you don't want someone going Aloha snack bar on the plane? You know?
Right. I don't know. It was an interest. I mean, I actually kind of dreaded it today because I knew things had changed and I just didn't know, you know.
Well,
how much they had changed?
Or is this through the DMV we go and get this now?
No, it's through the DMV. But yeah. I mean, you have to bring, and it's authentic documents. I mean, the lady, she took it was like handing my documents to Helen Keller. She's like feeling all over for, here's the indentation from the, you know, the hell is it? The
embroider,
the notary public. And I didn't even know it was on there. She's like, if this wasn't on here, you know, you'd have to go back and find one that had it or else like write to whatever. And they'd have to.
You don't exist.
So she's like, it's good that you have it because a lot of people just photocopied it. I'm like, holy. I guess I lucked out. You know, my day here. Everyone's looking at me like, you son of a bitch.
It says here. It says here for real ID, you must visit a DMV field office, a field office of the DMV, and submit federally required ID documents such as a U.S. passport, passport card, an original or certified copy of a birth certificate, also proof of social security number on a W-2 or pay stub. It sounds like you had to do a little bit more than that, though, Doc.
I had to bring in the Social Security card.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah. But
I'm trying to figure out where all these things are. I'm like, where the hell is this?
I was going to say, you're making me think, where's my Social Security card? Is it still in that file? Because no one has asked for that in I don't know how long.
The thing was, like, when I was in second grade, I used to carry my Social Security card in my wallet. You know,
you had that big bond deal with the bank that you had. You had that $10 bond at 7.5%.
$10 bond, and I had like the George Costanza wallet. You know that had everything packed, and I actually had how stupid, but you know you did it back then. So yeah, for a couple of years, I'm, 8 years old with my Social Security card in my back pocket. But
I know some mothers that would have used your Social Security card and established credit lines with it and corrupted your bank score or your credit score by that time. But those are
crazy.
Those are not the kind mothers that you get cards on Mother's Day. So, all right, guys. Well, I got a bunch of fan mail. Mind if I go through it? Because you can hear about how much people like me and maybe like you guys too. Actually, you guys should, if listeners aren't, send fan mail to all the other guys. This is just, I'll be honest, this is me just getting through all this paperwork so I could throw it off my desk. And then I don't have to deal with it again.
So do we clap or do we cheer?
Make seal noises?
Boo,
I think let's do the water buffalo, ooh ha ha, or whatever they used to do with the Flintstones. I don't know. Whatever.
Crickets there, Clary, on the Flintstones reference.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi,
Aaron. This is long overdue. Thank you. Note: I read Worthless when I was 18 years old, the summer before starting college. Before reading your book, I was an intelligent, hardworking student that nonetheless had no real direction about what I would study in college or why. When I first applied, I listed my concentration as economics and history. After reading your book, I decided to study engineering and eventually earned a bachelor's of science in computer engineering. There we go. DT is an engineer just like you.
Yay. I'll cheer that one.
If I were to do it all over again, I would study computer science, which is, in my opinion, the best economic option, of which there are very few available to college students. Nevertheless, I took many computer science courses, which gave me the hard skills to obtain a high-paying first job out of school. Without your book, I would undoubtedly be like many of my college peers that got worthless liberal arts degrees and are now woefully underemployed, even as highly intelligent Ivy League graduates. Your book is a must-read for any aspiring graduate. Thank you so much. Best, Adam. So that's good. We got that from Adam. And yes, I did save his life. That's good to know. Hey, DT, weren't you going for another gig?
Yeah, I interviewed. So the last podcast, I reported back to the older brothers and sister that I succeeded in my salary adjustment. But in that whole process, I had been applying for a few jobs here and there because I didn't know if it was going to work out or not. And I kind of applied for one on a lark. I don't know. I didn't think I was going to have a chance at it. And got an interview, and I frickin' nailed it. I mean, I was really surprised. Usually when I'm honest in an interview, it doesn't work out so well. But this
like
time,
how I want to murder liberals and socialists or something.
Well, just about my experience, and I'm not an engineer that's really down in the nitty gritty details. I'm more kind of 1,000-foot elevation view, the big picture, making bigger decisions, things like that. And all of these things that I always thought were kind of holes in my resume, I would state it in the most positive way possible, and it was like they loved it, and so it was probably the most fun I've had at an interview ever, in that everything clicked. Everything I said was wow, that's great. Like one of the questions was describe a difficult design or a complex design that you've worked on.
A woman's brassiere.
I said, well, I haven't really worked at the design itself hasn't been that complex, but the politics have been complex, and their eyes just lit up at that. So there is that in engineering, there's not just the nitty gritty details. There is sort of the soft side of it too, I guess I would call it, the more people side, the negotiation side, the political side. And so just because you're taking engineering doesn't mean that you're just going to be designing bolts and whatever exhaust systems or whatever. You might be the decision making, running the business side, the political side, what have you. So hopefully it works out. We'll see if I get the offer. But so yeah, that could be all sorts of winning offer after successfully negotiating a 25% salary increase.
Will you buy a computer that doesn't have Windows 10 so you don't zone in and out like you were there a while ago?
Was that really
exactly my point? You're coming in and out. What are we up to? What's your bipolar
I just checked.
computer girlfriend up to now?
Yeah, it was at 100 there, so I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
What I will do is I'll sort that out. What did you miss? Is there anything, as I would say in an interview, is there anything I could elaborate on that you need further information on based on my spotty answer?
No. You only came in and out like half a second, if that. It was fine.
Okay,
It was,
okay.
I do like the political answer though, because I have like this $1 million idea. I know a couple Google employees. And Doc, tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you ever met. I know you mentioned that your brother-in-law is a Google employee.
Right.
Is he an engineer? Or is he a normal person?
No, he's one of their top engineers. He's been with them for quite a while.
I think you got to hook me up with him because I have this business idea where I've met these other 2 Google engineers. And this is not to pick on Google, but just engineers in general. I'm like, okay, you guys, I'm not all for pickup school or how to be a ladies' man, but we got to get some basics down, like haircut and how to talk to people who aren't IQs of 150 nerds, and clothing and fashion and deodorant and hygiene.
Basic hygiene, yeah. Basic hygiene.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. And I won't mix words about it. East Indian guys, once they come off the boat or once they land into the United States on the plane, here's some Old Spice. Let me tell you how it works. I know in the sweaty jungles in Delhi, maybe perhaps it smells like that, but you are not in the jungles of Delhi anymore. You need to use this. I mean, I could make millions just teaching them how to act around girls, you know, just, I don't know. Okay. Next one. This is from Marcus. We'll be setting up the older brother dating service here one of these days once I figure out how to master programming the website. Hi. He sent me some pictures, so this is presumptive. He says, we've been dating online for 2 months, but only now meeting in person, so maybe not dating yet in real sense. We shall see how she feels after I've returned to his home country. Blah, blah, blah. But this is just a thank you letter, and the thank you letter didn't print off. The last email did. We did have a success where a young man who was very successful from a foreign country was trying to find dates. And I said, well, I don't know. Maybe there's some girls out there. And 3 girls emailed him, and now he's dating one of them. So the older brother dating service, I think we'll charge $5,000. I think it'll be $5,000 for each girl. And it'll be, and what should we charge for girls? What do you think? Because the girls are the product. It's not going to be the guys. It's going to be the girls. You know that.
Huh. So you're
Anne is going to be the mistress, the madam. She's going to.
No, she could be one of them, but she'll be in charge. Yes, she'll be.
I'll sell little girls just out of high school. So you're gonna the service is gonna be free for girls, or you're gonna charge them something nominal?
I was kind of maybe thinking about charging on both ends, but if you're thinking about commodities, it's the girls are the product because they're so rare and few to be conservative girl that has her act together. So that's what's going to be in demand, and the guys are going to have to pay.
Right.
So what's the going market rate for a college debt-free, gainfully employed, self-supporting, reasonably attractive conservative woman under 40?
I don't know,
50 grand. I mean, how many of those are there out there? I mean, that's a fucking unicorn.
And this is just for like a date. You know, this is just to line up for, like, if you guys go on the date, they're paying me money. I'm maybe not 50 grand, but I'm thinking at least 1,000.
Yeah, that's at least that's fair.
Okay, good. I'm glad we had this economic discussion to value the price of a woman. I feel bad. There's like, I had this client, John, you know this, you could probably even testify to this. This guy emailed me and he's like, he's in Seattle and he's going online dating, and these girls will look into in the background of his picture, look him up on Instagram, and they're snuffing out that he's not a leftist, like he's a Republican. And they're all just like, well, I can't go out with you because you like Trump. I can't go out with you because you're a Republican. And I was thinking, like, what's the market value of a 25-year-old liberal arts majoring female with student loan debt who voted for Hillary Clinton? I mean, they got to be so numerous and so common. It's got to be, what, a nickel, if that?
Yeah, it's negative. But see, the thing about that is if you're like, I mean, if you're looking for a wife or a long-term relationship, you're not going to find it in Seattle. That's you know, come on, you got to go somewhere else. But I mean, the whole, you know, the way you manage a dating scene here is you act alpha, you be masculine, but you're all about, yeah, man, you know, fuck Trump, I want to kill that motherfucker, and yeah, I'm polyamorous and I'm into like threesomes and stuff because I'm sexually liberated like you girls. By the way, two of you both want to come back to my place.
Oh, jeez.
I won't joke. I can't lie either, John. I didn't see two good-looking girls at the same time at the same place in Washington the last time I was there. It was pretty bad.
It's hard, man. It's you know, it's hard to get it hard. Yeah, that's.
Do you even date?
Date? Yeah, I mean, I have a relationship with someone who, you know, she makes me dinner and then breakfast. So that kind of a thing. I've you know, I have a casual thing going on now, and occasionally I'll crave some strange, so I'll go out there.
Okay. Yeah, I remember the last time I was out there. This isn't to slam on the girls, but man, that Puget Sound area has some of the ugliest people.
Well, the thing is about normally I think in like cities like New York, I don't know if this is true anymore, but I mean it used to, like New York had beautiful women. So did Chicago actually. I used to love going to Chicago in the 90s, God, because the bed ratio was so good there for men to women. But the ugly people, you know, knew better than to go out on the weekends. You know, they stayed in because they'd get made fun of. But now it's like, you know, shave one side of your head, dye your hair purple, and, you know, go out and, you know, gain 50 fucking pounds, and, you know.
Yeah, but did they even go out? I mean, is there even a nightclub scene? I mean, where do these hipsters go? I thought their whole idea was not to go to the nightclub, of which I'm not against, but I mean, it's brew pubs. As far as I could tell, it's brew pubs and the local dive bar and all. Let's go compare tattoos.
Yeah, there is a lot of the dive bar ish type of scene in Seattle. There was a bit of a nightclub scene. I'm too old to be going to that. I'd be the old guy in the club now. I don't want to go to that. But that is really big among the Asians and the blacks that live in Seattle. The white hipster people don't do that scene.
Wait, so the Asians and blacks go to nightclubs?
Yeah.
Like the same one?
I don't know if it's the same one, but they're into that scene. I mean, there's shootings down there and stuff like that where they have. I mean, you'll have huge police presence on the Friday and Saturday nights.
Is somebody playing ping pong?
It's just Ann. Let me mute her.
Was it Ann? I don't know if it was.
Yeah, that's Ann. No, that's what it sounds like. You always get weird sounds out of Ann. You know, like your old Uncle Charlie and then Ann. There's always weird sounds coming out of them. What are you doing, Ann?
I actually thought I had my microphone muted.
I don't think it was her.
No, it was her. Were you playing ping pong?
No, it's just my neighbor. I thought I had muted the microphone.
Okay, but yeah, now I'm kind of curious. Is your neighbor playing ping pong?
No, they were dumping some trash.
Oh, sounds like playing ping pong.
Throwing out ping pong balls.
Look, it's not her fault. She lives in a tenement in Chicago, for Christ's sake.
No, I'm not picking on her. it's the world of Ann Sturzinger. You know, I only dropped her off one time after dinner, and I didn't get to see the house. I didn't get to see I drove through the neighborhood. It was dark, but it's a wonderment I have. Like, what's it like to have a day in the life of Ann Sturzinger?
That might be too much reality even for me. I don't know if I can handle that. Some of Ann's posts go to, like, you know, her Facebook and Twitter posts just to go to some dark places in just a few sentences. It's fucking scary, man.
Well, lately I've been getting a lot of work that's really well paying. So I've been working like almost every waking hour, and then I'll glance at Facebook and like everyone's just having another dumb argument. And it does send me to a really like black place because everyone else has been following the threads of this stupid political argument. And I just see like people just like calling each other faggots. And I'm just, or, you know, whatever the left-wing version of faggots is. And I'm just like, ugh, this is, you're all just stooping to the same disgusting level at this point.
Well, I was telling Ann, I don't think you got back to me on this, but I was saying, Ann, you should just become like, you know, one of those red-pilled women, you know, just claiming, you know, just talking some red-pill bumper sticker shit and put up a Patreon. You'll make a fucking fortune.
You like this, John? I just got blocked by Kitten Holiday.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's who I said. Yeah, she blocked me. I'm the first person that she blocked.
What?
I was just trying to give her some honest feedback. She started complaining about all the haters coming her way, and I'm like, you know, you might want to just tone down the. I mean, this isn't how I said it, but you might want to tone down the gagging on cocks comments you make. And I should have just said it like that, because that at least would have been funny. I was trying to be, I don't know, nice, or trying to help her maybe understand that the hatred coming your way, it's not coming from out of nowhere. There might be reasons, you know. But these quote red pill women, they just any criticism coming their way, they just completely freak out. They got so many people surrounding them, so many thirsty guys surrounding them. I did a post on Facebook. I said, quote, red pilled women plus thirsty dudes equals Facebook bukkake. I mean, that's basically what it is. They're in the center. They're the center of the wheel with a bunch of spokes. And
but if look, man, if you're a girl, I mean, I would cash in on this shit, man. If you're a girl, you can make money doing that, because I mean, the thirst is real, man.
Oh yeah.
People are thirsty. I mean, you know, Ann, you're in shape. You're not a fat chick. You don't have your hair shaved on one side and dyed purple on the other. I mean, that's pretty much all you need nowadays. And your vagina's real, right? It's not surgically. So
last time I checked.
So I mean, that's all you need, man. Just go out there, say a bunch of bumper sticker shit, and you'll have all these thirsty guys just throwing money at you, man.
Huh?
Well, it's like, how many times do you I mean, for these red pill women, how many times can they see a comment that says beautiful or you're so beautiful? I mean, how many times can they see that? It's so fucking pathetic. It's
infinity
just
plus one. That's how many times they could see it. Infinity plus one.
There's a lot of selfies.
Well,
yeah, that's why you never compliment a woman, right? And like, you know, you're the only woman here, well, so you claim to be at least. But you know, I mean, you don't like guys who compliment you. I mean, you like guys who treat you like shit, right? I mean, be honest.
I guess there's compliments and then there's compliments, which is kind of hard to explain. Like somebody who just like is obviously thirsty, or like it's hard to get like an ego boost from that kind of like Facebook, like, oh, I got 50 comments on my picture saying I'm pretty. But you know, when someone actually says something nice to you that's actually honest or real, it's pleasant.
Yeah, like an example, like, oh man, that was an awesome blowjob you just gave. I mean, that's something that you appreciate. Yeah. All right.
What so guys, the cachet also, I mean, depends on where you're getting it from. If you're getting it from some guy who's got a Japanese anime avatar and you look at his post and it's all comic book geekery, of which I'm pro comic book geekery and all that. I mean, but if all of a sudden, you know, a John Steele or an Aaron Clary or a DT show up and give you a compliment, I mean, then it has some cachet behind it.
Really good.
That's like the difference in price between your like conservative woman with her shit together under 40 and the price of a 25-year-old woman with a liberal arts degree and a shaved head.
Yeah.
I would like to know, I mean, somebody should do a study on how many of these thirsty guys have actually gotten laid being thirsty. I mean, has it ever resulted in you commenting on Tommy Lauren's feed or whatever? Has it ever resulted in anything? Do these girls ever look at their Facebook feed and go, huh, I'd like to get to know that person more? Does it ever happen?
Well,
I bet you it never, ever, ever happens.
Well,
Very rare.
I've done part of a podcast post about this. Like, a lot of guys will complain that like these quote unquote trad thoughts, like, you know, everybody bought Lauren Southern's crappy little like 40-page book when it came out. And, you know, they do make a living just like being pretty and saying, I was a libertarian once.
Right.
But it happens because like the media right now, the social media that everyone can be a star on is so interaction based that the same guys who are complaining about this are the guys who are going on there going, well, maybe if I comment on her YouTube video, which I can do, and I can waste 6 hours of my day doing this, maybe she'll notice me.
Right, exactly. That's the thought that's got to go through these guys' brains, and it's pathetic. It's entirely pathetic. It's 100. They're not gonna fuck you. They're not going to. Stop. It's not going to happen.
And you're
creating monsters. You're creating fucking kitten holiday monsters that you make one constructive criticism remark, and because they've got the army of thirsty dudes behind them, you know, like in the movie 300 or something, they think, well, I'm just going to ignore that. This guy's actually trying to help me and trying to make me improve. Fuck him. I got these guys that just lick my pussy whenever I need them to.
May I point out something, though, DT?
Huh?
May I point out something?
Sure. Point it out.
You were the one guy that didn't kiss her ass, and you got more attention than all those other guys because she blocked you. And I'm being serious. That's like, you got on her radar, and not only did you get on her radar, you got to the point that she blocked you. And that's saying something.
After like 20 comments, I mean, the people were commenting on my simple comment that I was respectful as I could be, and kind of just saying, you know, most of your posts, they're fine, you know, but occasionally you're pathetic and just kind of attention whoring, and that's boring. It's just boring to me. That's satire. You have no sense of humor.
Well, you know what? I did it quicker than that. Mine, to get blocked, it only took one sentence, and I think she blocked me in about 30 seconds. It literally happened at light speed. I just said, "Is it true that you're a divorced single mother?"
Right.
And that was it. I was blocked.
That's 0 to plaid in half a second. Yeah.
And what would be the problem if that's the truth? You say, yeah, right? I mean, if you're an intellectually honest person, you just say,
well, there's nothing like
and I've learned a lot from it, or whatever.
A divorced single mother that likes to gag on cock. I mean, right there. That's the lottery, right?
Well, she's a writer, and she's into satire and humor. But
they're all writers.
She can't laugh at anything, apparently, or something.
Well, John,
I don't blame her. I blame the guys that follow her, and maybe her female enablers too. They don't. It's not like they just become these people. They become these people with a lot of support from a lot of pathetic people.
Yeah, I mean, they create careers for people who don't really have a lot to say, but you know, then every comment you put on somebody's YouTube channel increases their likelihood of the algorithm picking them up and showing them to someone else.
Right.
So when the army of thirsty dudes converges on you to yell at you for criticizing, you know, the central bee or narcissist or whatever, all of that feeds into this person's algorithm.
True. That's true. So even negative comments are bad, is what you're saying. Just ignore these people entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it right now that Lauren Southern and Stefan Molyneux are touring Australia and selling out, you know, big venues? But obviously, if you're going there, it's 80-90% guys there
Sausage
for Lauren Southern. Yeah. I mean, it's nobody's there. You know, Stefan is riding her coattails right now. You know, that's all it is. But yeah, I mean, every episode. I mean, I've actually tuned out Molyneux stuff for a while because it's just become a damn commercial. That's all he's doing right now. I mean, at least I don't know.
You know, what if YouTube comes up with?
Well, we lost Ann.
Ann just got shut down by Stefan Molyneux.
She must have pissed off Catherine Holiday. She came over and bitch slapped her.
Ping pong ball went right in her mouth.
Ann, are you back?
Doc, let me ask you this. Ann will get back. She's a smart girl. Doc, you actually think that Molyneux's riding on blonde hair?
Well, do you think Molyneux would be selling these out? I mean, if it was just him, I mean, I think Cernovich is burned out. I mean, I think his moment of fame is kind of gone with Gorilla Mindset and Mega Mindset. But I think right now, I mean, he's keeping his flame alive in this tour by partnering with her.
And it's just these two touring together.
Yeah, just like those two. Yeah.
Well, it's clever. I would say it's clever.
You know, Melbourne and different places. But so he's been promoting this a lot. And of course, but his part too, here's the hook. You know, both of them come on and they say, we're going to spend time and we'll mingle with everybody, you know, who wants to meet us and stuff like that. So again, if someone wants to, you know, meet Lauren Southern, they'll pay whatever the ticket price is to say, you know, get that 2 seconds and security surrounding her and they But I mean, it's just
saying a bunch of desperate Virgin Tao type of guys are going to want to see Laura Southern and not a bold Canadian with a British accent? Right. And I'm shocked. I don't believe that Lauren has anywhere near the pull that Molyneux does. I think if anything, it's Lauren riding on Molyneux's coattail. Yeah, Molyneux's the real deal. I mean, I haven't listened to him in about a year.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I let me think about that one. I just think.
But for people to get off their ass, and actually go someplace, I mean, you can listen to Molyneux online all day, but to get off your ass and to be seen, you've got to have that chick, sitting on top of the car, right? And here's the fancy car. Look at this guy.
Do you think Molyneux would sell a place out if it was just him? I mean, going on tour.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very smart. I obviously have more respect for Molyneux than I do Southern, but I think it's a very smart idea for those two to tour together. I think they support one another symbiotically. They're mutually beneficial to one another. She's the cute piece of tail. He's obviously the brains. And those two go on tour together. You got peanut butter, chocolate, you got some Reese's peanut butter cups. I'd be curious. I mean, there's one way. I mean, DT, why don't you look this up? Look up how many subscribers or followers Southern's got on her channel versus Molyneux. I bet you Molyneux's got
Molyneux's got more, man.
Yeah, way more. Yeah.
But think about what's her name? Southern. I don't think she's she's cute, but I don't think she's that hot. Or maybe she's coming out into blondes. I don't know.
Nah, I'd bang. I mean, I want to kick her out. I don't know if I want to talk to her too long, but
I think you were saying, Aaron. I mean, what was it? That 40-page pamphlet she put out of whatever the hell, and then she did this documentary, Farmland. I watched part of that. It sucked, but
Stefan's only got about
parts of it were good.
Stefan's only got about what 230,000 more. Yeah, 233,000 more subscribers.
What's the base? How much does he have? How much does she have?
She's got almost 570. Molyneux's got 800.
Yeah, so Molyneux's been on the scene longer, and he pumps out, a show a day. So
yeah, and way more in. I mean, I've always been jealous of Stefan and his ability to speak flawlessly.
Okay, yeah, this is great. Stefan's got 3,000 videos. 3,000 videos. Lauren Southern. 133.
Good Christ. Oh my God.
So per video, I mean, she's completely dominating him, right?
Oh my God.
Completely dominating.
Well, see,
thirsty guys, you fucking pieces of shit.
You're right, TT. It is.
What I want to know is how deep does the well go? Are the number of thirsty guys that unlimited? And this is supposed to be the intelligent, smart, independent-minded conservative man that would never let looks. I mean, they're sheep. They're freaking sheep.
Well, isn't it like that line on the reverse, right? That line by what's his name? All right. That guy.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that line from his movie where it's like there's always a new crop of chicks, right? There's always a new crop of thirsty guys, I guess.
I suppose. I mean, it's another reason.
So all the guys listening, never follow anyone. Never follow a female on Twitter. There's absolutely nothing a woman has said that a guy hasn't said better and more eloquently, and probably
Feb, you can't just say never follow. I mean, there's smart girls out there. I mean, Julie Borowski, I'd say, was truly a pioneer. She was one of the originals. There's some, but if it's a cute girl, if she's 9 or above, forget it. Then I'll be judgmental and prejudiced. If it's 9 or hotter, you don't even bother following. But
like Camille Paglia, Camille Paglia.
Yeah, the women will prove themselves to be original, have original thought. It's out there and they're worth following. But my gosh, these standard conservative thoughts, it's just. But I guess that's where the money is. I'm even getting to the point. I had an idea of hiring a cute girl to read some of my responses, read the requests or the questions from Asshole Consulting, and then be dolled up in a bikini or something and read the answer. And
that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
It is. I'll take auditions right now for all the 3 women that are listening. But the problem is I already started thinking, like, who do I know? Who do I know? I don't know anyone, even within my friends who are, well, a lot of them are a little bit older, so they're not going to really have that pull that I'm looking for. Also, there are a lot of professionals. But it runs back into that classical thing. You can't find good-looking chicks to show up on time and do shit worth a damn. It's just the hotter they are, the worse a professional they're going to be. And so if you happen to know anyone, please let me know. I pay. I'll split the profits on the video that you do. But yeah, it is brilliant. But I hate to think that I got to lower the standard, or not even lower the standard. It's just, okay, I got to, have a gal with jugs to sell some Budweiser beer. All right, I guess I got to do that then. That's what it is.
Well, couldn't there be, I mean, there's got to be some geek listening to you that is into the fake anime stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't you program like some hot chick? I mean, you could probably program some animation chick and then have a regular chick just doing the voice, and have her dressed up as a 50s whatever in whatever program it is.
No, that's gonna be no. I want a real woman. Look,
well, of course, yeah. But I'm saying as a backup.
That's going to take way too. If it's that difficult, then it's not. I'll go write another book. I'll go do something else.
Oh, somebody listening would do it for you.
Well, oh, by the way, that reminds me, if you want to email, the older brother has his own special email, olderbrother@yahoo.com. So if any of you girls out there want to do this, make a little bit of money, you can show the fuck up on time and do the fucking job, and you can read. I'll give you half the consult. Seriously, I gotta ask this shit. Can you show up on time and read and hit the record button on the camera? All right, let's.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. I actually had my senile dementia suffering cat just run at the cord connecting my headphones to my computer and just break the headphones.
Again, I want to go to the world of Ann Sturzinger.
Like, she saw something that wasn't there and she had to go kill it, and she just ran right the fuck through.
You were saying
We're going to do
interesting
webisodes, the world of Ann Sturzinger.
I could see a Tim Burton movie made on that, all fucked up.
Yeah, and he's into that kind of Tim Burton. I always remember him he did the first Batman movie with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
And he created that kind of gothic look, and you kind of got that down with the dark hair and
that Beetlejuice Winona Ryder thing.
Yeah, you kind of got that going on there.
Hey,
you look a bit like Winona Ryder, actually.
Actually, Winona Ryder still looks really fucking good. Yeah, I saw her in something, and I was like, damn, she still looks really, really good.
She shoplifts, but whatever, I mean, she's
okay. I mean, well, she was never like gorgeous. I mean, she was all right, but she was never.
She's got like the kind of looks that aren't that great, but they're gonna last, obviously.
Yeah, like no, it's important. Like Angelina Jolie, for example. I don't know if you guys knew her back when she was like 18. She was so beautiful. It was like you can't even believe it's real. Like there was a movie that came out in like the mid 90s called Hackers. I think it was like the first movie she ever did, and she was so gorgeous. And you look at her now, and it's like, man, you did not age well.
Yeah.
Oh, Angelina Jolie she did not age well at all.
No, but she was, see, a lot of people don't remember her when she was really, when she was young, just how stunningly beautiful she was. Incredibly beautiful. And now she just, man, she did not age well. And I don't think she was into drugs or anything. She just, I don't know what happened.
It's kind of a delicate beauty. There's a certain karma to beauty. Like all the girls who had huge tits beginning in like 8th grade, they're now like around their knees. I've never had any tits, but mine are still exactly where they started. Karma. Fucking karma.
Dan took some sort of like, demonic delight in seeing that. Yeah.
Winona Ryder ain't that bad. Not for a 50-year-old woman. She's all right for a 50-year-old woman.
Yeah. I mean, with some makeup?
Yeah. Every girl, but she aged well. I'll grant her that. It's I'd say she's as hot as she was back then, probably even a little hotter, because I never found Winona Ryder hot. That was like one of those things where you are going to like this girl because we're advertising her to you so much. Look at her short bob cut hair. I'm like, get that thing out of my face. And then my true goddess, Jennifer Aniston, came on the scene. I'm like, fuck your skinny little short pixie cut brunette. Winona Ryder. I'm gonna go with Jennifer Aniston.
But see, that's what I'm talking
Agreed,
about.
100%.
That's karma. Winona Ryder was never hot. That was never the point of her. She was like the quirky girl in the movie. She never got to be the beauty queen, but she still looks decent. Whereas Angelina Jolie looks like somebody like threw her out of the ugly tree and she like hit another ugly tree and then bounced.
And every branch on the way down.
Yeah, like every branch of every ugly tree on the block.
Wasn't she into like weird diet or something? I mean, these chicks that I think some of them just ruin themselves with their weird health things that they get into late in life.
My girlfriend, Jennifer Aniston, only eats salmon and spinach, and she still looks great for 50.
Yeah, she held up, by the way. I was thinking Jennifer Aniston, she held up. But Jennifer Aniston, she was pretty, but I don't think, and you had the good phrase, what'd you call it, delicate beauty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like Angelina Jolie, it's like that delicate beauty. It's like it's so pretty, you almost don't want to touch it, like it'll break or something, you know?
Yeah, and it did break just with the passage of time.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you know, Jennifer Aniston, she was never gorgeous. She was just cute, and she's still cute.
Right.
But speaking of karma, right before my cat broke my headphones, I was going to come up with a harebrained scheme for dealing with trad thoughts, and even like, you know, the one or two like leftist girls who are not horrible looking. It's
eyeballs
really,
and teeth.
Yeah, it's really sick though. I'm not sure if I should say.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, come on, you gotta tell us now.
All right. So if you're gonna, they've written YouTube algorithms to punish you for just about every YouTube sin possible, right? So how about they write a YouTube algorithm that can figure out that you've become famous because of the way you look and the way the social media aspect of YouTube lets guys, or in the case of attractive men, women or men or whatever, lets people think that they might get to fuck you if they're your fan and they're your biggest fan. If that happens, you have to get gangbanged by all of your fans. Or else
I was with you there, Ann. I'm like, oh, this is pretty intelligent. How would that work? And now you get raped by all the cocks.
I told you it was terrible.
That must be what hell is going to be like for Lauren Southern. She's going to have to bang all these thirsty betas for all eternity.
Oh my God. You could do it. You know how like Twitter is like getting rid of all their fake accounts and they're getting rid of all those ghost accounts?
Yeah.
Yeah. So surprisingly, I haven't lost any. But you could totally, like, instead of getting rid of bot accounts or hacker accounts, you could get rid of any kind of social media account based on the comments section. Like if you've commented, "You're so pretty" or "You're so beautiful," boom, gone. And that would strike right at the heart. I mean, I bet you they'd have no more than 5% of the followers left.
Yeah.
That would be a great algorithm to see. You're right, Ann. That you could look at the comments and see, well, fuck, 60% of them are just a bunch of pussy worshipping cucks. You know, I mean, that you could easily see that and go, okay, well, that's my fan base, so that's what I need to play up. That's my gig. Words
like beautiful, amazing, pretty, love you. I mean, no one's ever said that ever in the history of my comments in my 12 years of being on there. It's like, fuck you, asshole, dickhead, fascist, commie, die. You know, it's not very loving words.
Maybe I'll go.
Those are the kind ones, yeah.
I'll go on there now. I'm like, "You're so pretty, Aaron. I'm so glad you're here."
I get a kick out of that when you did that on Facebook. Like, oh my God, you're amazing. I'm like, thank you, kiss, kiss.
No, but Ann, you have a huge Facebook following, don't you? You got a lot of thirst on there, don't you?
I got a lot of fruitcakes. I went through this period where like I just accepted. I didn't have time to deal with it, so I was just like, well, I need more Facebook friends, right? If I want people to buy my books, I need more Facebook friends. But I didn't have time to like research people that I would friend, so I just pushed okay on every request I got, and now I've got this fucking zoo. Like sometimes I'll scroll through my feed, and, like on the 4th of July, there was this post. I've never interacted with this person ever. But there was just this big post in all caps about how they were going to burn the American flag because it was a symbol of Zionism for the 4th of July. And I was like, when the hell did I okay your friend request? Like, I got a menagerie of these people.
And that was posted on your timeline?
It wasn't posted on my timeline. It was in my feed.
Oh, okay.
But once in a while, somebody
presumptuous.
Yeah, once in a while somebody will post something just like out of left field or right field or something on there, and I'll be like, oh, I okayed your friend request in 2014 when I didn't know how this shit works. Okay, you're a fruitcake.
Hey, how is my timeline? Has anyone checked my face? I've been banned for like a month, so it's like week 2. I have Atham posting pictures, and
I'll check it out right now.
I was wondering why you weren't on there.
Yeah. So if anyone's listening, like, and I've gotten some messages, like you could see your messages, but you can't respond. And so there's a lot of people, hey, I'm coming to this town. Do you know anybody? It's like, it's this really nice guy. I'm like, yeah, I know this guy. I'm like, oh shit, you're on Facebook. Never mind. So, John, while DT's looking that up, I have a question. Did you have not a personal relationship, but I guess like you were like maybe one of the first to discover her? Or am I confusing her with the Belly and the Beast?
Am I the first one to discover Blonde in the Belly of the Beast?
No. Catherine Holiday, did you have an exchange with her, aside from the single mom exchange? Didn't you have a rapport with her beforehand?
No, you're thinking of Bernard Chapin.
Oh, wow. No, I'm not talking conservative thoughts. I'm not talking conservative thoughts. I'm not talking Bernard Chapin.
No, but he met her in real life. They had I don't think anything developed of it, but they met, like as a potential dating thing or something.
Okay, but then the gal that you did have on your show was Blonde in the Belly of the Beast.
Yeah, I never had Kitten Holiday on my fuck no.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know because I was just like, the gal came out of left field, and yeah, you're right. Her what is it? Viral pathology was through Bernard Chapin.
Yeah, from what I understand, and I learned about it through Jennifer. I don't know if she wants her name said. That secret group she has that we're in. That's how I learned about it.
Okay.
And,
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So that's how I learned about it, and Jennifer couldn't stand it because Jennifer's like she's married with like 6 kids, homeschools them all.
Oh yeah, okay. I was like, yeah, okay, yes.
And she saw this like Kitten Holiday posting, trying to be like right wing, and she's like, "What the fuck, man? You're like divorced, single mom, and you're out there chugging cock. What kind of traditionalist is that?"
All right, so no one had a report. I was just wondering where she came from, and it was Bernard. That's right, and I didn't know why we're all just.
Yeah, and then through Bernard, like because he was loosely affiliated with. I personally don't know him, but he was friendly with some friends. I think him and Forney used to be good friends back when Matt lived in Chicago. But I kind of like just knew him tangentially through him, but I never really ever interacted with him.
Well, this kitten chick, she basically was saying that. I don't know. She was on somebody's podcast or whatever and got the attention of kind of the red pill area, and they started hating on her immediately. And I'm sort of sympathetic to that, I guess. You go into something thinking, I'm gonna have fun here, and then people just start ripping the hell out of you. But the way she responded to some honest, kind of, hey, I'm not one of these guys.
She's an attention whore, doesn't do anything. What if you're going into,
I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay,
never give women the benefit of the doubt. They fuck up. They fuck up. I mean, I'm sick of your.
I was like, maybe John's not right about this chick. I'll reserve judgment. And so I kind of, dabbled the toe in the pool a little bit. And yeah, I mean, the way she responded, I was like, basically, you're proving all your detractors right. The way you're responding. So
women are guilty until proven innocent. That's it.
She just laid it on so damn thick. Like, I didn't know who this was, and all of a sudden, like the cock incident, or she's posing on the motorcycle or whatever. I'm like, well, lady, who the hell are you? Like, why are you my friend? Why are you sending me this friend request? And then I'm like, well, okay, fine. I'm pretty liberal with who I allow for friends. As long as I know you're not ISIS, I'll take. But then it's like you never hear anything from the person. The person's just, a standard attention and traffic and money only goes one way. It's like, right, you're not a friend anymore. You're not.
So who was this, Clary?
This was Catherine Holiday.
She wasn't posing on a motorcycle.
Yeah, there was no. She's had some pictures, like she was doing a 1950s bad girl posing on a motorcycle thing. This is like years ago, and then also I found in my feed, because I didn't, unless they're like inter-exchanging, you really don't see them on your feed all that much. And all of a sudden she popped up. I'm like, is this? I'm like, oh yeah, I know. I kind of know this gal. And then I'm like, I haven't interacted with this girl like in 2 years, and like, she looks like she's just attention. And I go to the side, I'm like, holy cow, she is attention. It's like, delete. You know,
it's weird how your feed. I mean, Facebook controls what you see in your feed, and I don't know how that works. But I mean, yeah, there will be people that I obviously don't want to see in my feed, and they'll just keep coming up. I don't know how that happens, but
it could be they're sending traffic your way. I'm pretty sure it's like a heat map algorithm. Like any traffic, positive or negative,
right? Exactly.
You take the absolute value. It's like when I wrote that article on Mad Max, that was my best week ever. Despite the world hating me over, I increased my loyal subscriber base by 20% in 7 days.
So that's why you shouldn't comment at all. I mean, if you don't like somebody, ignore them.
Right, exactly. And so it almost reflects the real world in that way. Like people you really don't like, you don't have anything to do with. But if someone really likes you or they hate you, that means at least they kind of respect you a little bit for your opinion, or you've gotten under their skin. They will send traffic, albeit it'll be hate traffic, but a text or comments or whatever else. Well, that generates traffic. More eyes see it. And then in the algorithms, be it Twitter or YouTube or Facebook, they're going to show up more commonly in your Twitter feed. I don't know if it's the reverse. Like if you don't comment on them, you don't show up on their Twitter feed. But yeah, man, it's just like the real world. If you don't want to have anything, if you don't like them, don't even comment on them.
Right.
Well, what do I just looked her up. Guess what she makes a month for doing nothing? I don't think she puts out any content except, I mean, she doesn't do anything. Guess what?
She gets paid a month for doing.
Her Patreon?
Yeah.
God Almighty, it's gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if it's. So I'm gonna say $1,000 a month.
Yeah, no, it's $378 a month. But she doesn't do anything. She doesn't produce any content.
This is why I need a big set of tits and need to look like a 25-year-old hottie. That's what I need to become.
Me too, man. I think I get $1.52 out of my Patreon every month because somebody sends me $2 as a gag gift because we were both laughing at Stefan Molyneux for having a fit because somebody sent him a $2 donation.
Well, I think I'm up to like $25 a month, 25 big smackaroos right now. That's gas money.
Oh, that's like some, what, 8,000% more than I'm making?
Probably.
Well, yeah,
you must be showing more skin than I am, Aaron. Aaron must be showing more skin than I am.
Well, I'm also much prettier too.
That's true.
What were you gonna say, John?
No, I was saying, Ann, if you're only making that kind of money, I mean, you're not doing it right. I mean, no, I don't mean it in a mean way. I'm serious. I'm trying to financially help you out, but I'm saying you need to, I don't know, show a little skin or I don't know, do something, flirt with the guys. Or
well, I think I said this the last time I was on. I repeatedly make the huge mistake as a writer of spending too much of my time writing.
Yeah, you said that before. That's brilliant. Yeah.
John's deadly right. No offense, Ann, and this is just the cold, hard economic facts. Your market value of you showing off your skin and your tits is going to be higher than your market value as an author. And that's no reflection upon you. It's a reflection upon all the thirsty betas out there. Look, me, Doc, DT, and John, we don't even have thirsty betas willing to throw us money if we show them our tits, okay? They're not going to give us any damn money. You just put on a little bit of heels or something, you do a YouTube. You should totally be doing video, anything visual. You shouldn't be doing books or text. And you could even just... Hey, it's put your hair in little pigtail. You know what? We should be your agents.
I just wanted to make this video because I've had something on my mind all day. And
oh my God.
There you go. Right there.
There you go.
Like, hey guys, I really just wanted to share this with you because it's so special to me. And I really wanted you guys to know this. I was so appreciative of your response to my last video. I had to cry because it made me feel so good.
Yes,
that's exactly
fortune.
Yeah, right there.
My Patreon link is below.
The reason it's like upsetting us, the reason why we're harping on this, Ann, is because it's like a guy having a winning lottery ticket and he doesn't cash it in. It's like that. That's how you seem to us.
Yeah, except you don't have to go. You take off all your clothes and walk on your hands and knees with your ass in the air to go to the porn.
Not a porn channel, for God's sake.
No, just what you did right there was enough. That was enof. You heard the reaction. All of us went, yeah, right at the same time.
You could go on there, and I swear to God, you could just go on there and just give anecdotes about your dating life. I would even tune into that because it's such bizarre shit.
Yeah, I feel like we're in Shark Tank, and I'm Mr. Wonderful. Yeah. Who's the guy who's bald? He's my favorite guy. O'Leary.
I forget. The only one I know by name is Cuban.
No, not Mark Cuban. This guy is he's very evil. He's got the Charles Montgomery Burns look where he puts his fingers together and he looks. I want to be that guy for you, Ann. All right. If you do what I tell you, I want a 25% cut. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You get 75% of whatever but you have to. Do you have a camcorder of some kind?
Hey, fuck this, Aaron. I'm the one who came up with the idea. What
yeah, but I'm okay. Offer something better. Offer something better. Give her a better deal.
All right, I'll tell you what, and you get to keep 40%. I get 60, but the difference between me and Aaron is I'll write the script that you read, okay, and I'll even pick out your wardrobe for you. Trust me, you'll make a fucking fortune. You'll be sucking at a coconuts living in Hawaii after this. You follow my advice.
Okay. If I can keep from laughing, see that's the problem. That's why I've never been able to like be a stripper or whatever, because I couldn't imagine being a stripper without just busting out laughing hysterically.
No, I already know the trick for that, where you keep a tack in your shoe and you just push down on it whenever you get the urge to laugh. It'll take it away. You're not the first girl I've done this with. Trust me.
Really? Is that actually a stripper trick?
Yes.
Holy shit. They put a tack in their shoe in case they have to laugh.
Yeah,
wow.
We need some sort of mental distraction. Or you could snap a rubber band on your wrist, whatever works. But, tack is more direct.
Or you could just sit and think about all the money you're going to make. And it's not going to be a ton of, seriously, the pigtails, right? We all agree, guys, you would do good as a pigtail girl.
Yeah.
You said
is your hair still like that in the photo? That's an old photo.
And here's the other thing, Ann. You got like the Jenna Marbles prop gimmick. You got Alzheimer's cat. You can use that as a prop. Bring it in. What's the cat's real name?
Oedipus.
Oedipus? No, that's too dark. You got to use here's muffins. And you put a little pink bow around it.
Is it named Oedipus Rex? No, the
Oedipus
you guys didn't get the Greek reference. I know Ann did, but what I'm gonna say, oh fuck, I just lost my thought now. I was thinking about your stupid fucking cat. But no, that's another. Oh no, here it is. A GoFundMe for your sick cat.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's an idea.
A GoFundMe for the cat, and you could get behind that because I know you, Ann. I know you love your cat, so you could just get on there and a couple of tears, sniff an onion before you come on, and a couple of tears coming down, talking about how hard it is for your cat and how much the meds are and everything, and you just need to raise this $50,000 for your cat.
Guys, I really wanted to do a cheerful video for you today because I know you look forward to my cheerful videos, but Muffins is so sick. I set up a GoFundMe, but nobody's put any money in it yet because everyone hates cats. Did that work?
Yeah, that's it right there, man. You had me. I was ready to hit the PayPal button right there.
Let's do one thing at a time. Let's work on making Ann feminine. Okay, that's a huge enough target as it is. A huge enough hurdle. Let's just get there first, and then we can worry about introducing mittens later.
See, the laughing thing, it's called editing. It's post-processing. There's no problem. There's no problem with the post-processing. I mean, videos today, they don't allow, it's like you don't see the person speaking breathe. They cut out every breath in modern videos, so there's no problem.
Really?
If you laugh, you just edit it out. Oh, yeah. The way that if you watch these popular YouTube channels, it's so unnatural how they edit it. It's like constant words. No stumbling, no breaths.
Yeah.
No considering anything. It's just bam, 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 bam. So you can edit everything out, and no one will care.
Wow, that could take a while to film.
We should almost see if Ann could, Ann, you could have a rival. You could be like Cyndi Lauper and Madonna in the 80s, except it'd be you and Catherine Holiday, where you guys duke it out to see who can have the large.
Great. That's automatic theme right there. Yeah.
Right.
You get 5%, Aaron. You get 5%.
Thank you. I'm a hardworking, not single mother who didn't spread my legs for somebody I wasn't prepared for. So why don't you donate to me instead?
I thought you were going to suggest that I set up a rivalry, but it's me in both videos wearing a different wig.
Yeah, too much time.
No. The kitten, you versus Kitten Holiday, and we could like start all the memes like, yeah, what happened between Ann and Kitten Holiday? I heard that I heard Kitten like phoned in swatted her the other day. Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that Ann's gonna fly out to wherever the fuck this bitch lives and do this, and we can start all this chatter going back and forth, man. And all of a sudden it'll be built up like like Tyson's comeback fight. I mean, it'll be it'll.
Oh, we can start Mittens' GoFundMe by saying that Mittens was traumatized by the swatting.
Catherine Holiday tried to run over Mittens. I saw it over on LaSalle Avenue in Chicago.
Yeah, did you hear she tried to kill Ann's cat?
Oh yeah.
This poor retarded senile diabetic cat was just limping up the street, and Kitten was on her motorcycle just driving up the sidewalk trying to kill the cat.
Right, like she would. Like, of course, that's what's funny is I have no animosity towards a Kitten Holiday, although now I guess I will be on her.
I don't either. I mean, I don't. I don't care. Yeah.
Wait, now we all say, oh yeah, we like her. She was gonna kill Ann's cat.
Well, we give our audience credit for being intelligent enough to tell our satire from.
It's satire. Like gagging on cocks. It's satire.
Rumor that Kitten Holiday ran over my cat with a motorcycle.
Here's what it boils down to. It's not that I don't like Kitten Holiday. I just don't respect or care. If that makes any, that's probably even worse.
Ambivalent.
Yeah, okay. You despise me, Rick, don't you? Well, if I gave you any thought, I probably would. It's kind of like that. I kind of like. So when you guys introduced, I was like, "Oh, what's this drama about?"
What's the thing? I mean, why we don't want drama? We don't want fucking drama. Do you want drama? Does anybody here want drama?
Well, the thing
I want drama between Ann and Kitten Holiday. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Especially after what Catherine did to her cat.
Yeah, man. That requires revenge.
Catherine just put up a hashtag.
Oh yeah,
smokes.
What?
What?
Yeah, kill Ann's cat. Hashtag kill Ann's cat.
Is that what it's?
That's satire, right?
I'm gonna as soon as we get off here, I'm gonna have some fun with the hashtags.
Oh God.
Good one, Doc.
She and I had to dress up in motorcycle outfits and just chase each other all over town.
Well, she doesn't even live in Chicago, does she?
I don't know where she lives, but
it's better for the story if she does. We'll just go with.
Yeah, we can fly her in. I mean,
she lives on the south side, Ann's on the north side.
Yeah, if it makes us money.
Did Holiday put up a GoFundMe so she can fly to Chicago to kill Ann's cat?
Wait, how about this? Ann is the hardworking city girl, and Kitten Holiday uses the settlement from her divorce from her previous husband to live in the hated suburbanite Winnetka.
Yeah.
And she has this nice posh suburb, and she's got a brand new Harley, and it never gets any dust on it.
But
she's got to drive a scooter. I can't see Kitten on a Harley, but
she got a picture. I could have swore. Hang on, let me take a look.
Kitten Holiday Harley.
No, Kitten Holiday motorcycle. It's got to be out there.
My cat's pretty
sure it's that.
You could kill it with a scooter.
Cappy's thinking of Pussy Christmas.
I swear to God, Ann, if you don't do some of this shit, I'm gonna be so pissed off at you. I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna fly to Chicago and I'm gonna kill your cat.
Well, you write the scripts, mail me the clothes, send me a camera.
I'm not mailing you the fucking clothes. I'm sure you got a pair of black panties and bra in there you can put on.
That's true. I do. I don't have a camera though. I mean, when I make videos, I just use the camera that's on my computer.
That's fine.
That also
just make sure you're in a bra and panties and just read what the fuck I tell you to.
Okay.
And what's that glam filter? Like Tommy Lauren for a while had this glam filter on or something.
Do I have to use my real name?
You might as well. You'll be identified immediately.
That's true.
Well, you could go with Mistress Misanthrope if you wanted to.
That's true. Or lightly veiled hooker.
Nah, hooker's too harsh of a word.
Diana Perodin, the long-lost estranged sister of the reputable and distinguished and established Dr. David Perodin. Bring shame to his family. Oh, no.
Yikes.
I can see a family resemblance.
Did you find the motorcycle pic, Cap?
No, I didn't. I looked. I'm pretty sure it was her. I could have.
I think you imagine that, Aaron.
Yeah.
I could have imagined it. I mean, it's possible. I mean, it was quite some time ago. I remember it because it stood out. I'm like, I just friended you or followed you, and all of a sudden there's a picture of a motorcycle, and you're in a boudoir type of motif.
I haven't seen a picture of her from cleavage down, so
it could be someone completely different. I could be wrong.
Well, I don't know the pictures that are available of her. I don't know if any of them are recent. I mean, she squeezed out a few puppies, so she might have like these big boobies that Ann talked about with her big hangers now down to her knees, for all we know.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, guys, so we can all go out and enjoy the night. I'll get to my other topic later next week because I was glad that we could talk about Catherine Holliday's boobies and killing Ann's cats. But
what did we learn exactly?
We learned. Let me do the takeaway, DT.
Yeah, I need a takeaway.
That you boys should not even waste a second of your time or life following conservative thoughts. Okay?
Yes.
You should not waste any of your time on the social medias, following, commenting. Oh my God, you're right. You shouldn't be buying their books, and that you should be between the Lauren and the Molyneux. Between that duet touring, you should be going to tune into the Molyneux.
Yes.
If you want to expect, because you're not going to get any of these girls. They don't know who you are. They don't care. And if you took that time and invested it towards improving yourself and actually meeting girls in the real world, you might actually meet someone who may not be as good looking as a Tommy Lauren, but is certainly going to be smarter, more intelligent, and actually probably more reliable as well. Better.
Probably nicer too.
Probably
nicer.
nicer.
Maybe possibly even have sex with you.
Yeah, there's no chance of you having sex with Lauren Southern. There is chance having sex with that nice girl down the street who happens to have glasses and maybe doesn't look as hot, but can actually hold up a conversation and doesn't regurgitate and plagiarize talking points from previous intellectual geniuses from the 1700s.
But dude, I've left like 10 comments on her last YouTube video. She said thank you.
She liked my comment saying she's beautiful. Oh, I'm getting somewhere.
I'm getting some tonight. Because like Lauren Southern's just gonna come knocking at your door. Hi, is your name Mortimer Johnson? Oh my God. Oh, you're Mr. Johnson. Mortimer's in his basement bedroom. Okay, can you say hi, Mortimer? Here's my vagina. I like the fact you like my comment. Let's have sex. Okay. Now we're married. I mean, really, is that what they think?
So you're
I think
saying
you got
there's
a better
a chance
of winning the Powerball 10 consecutive times in a row than that happening.
You've probably got a better chance of stumbling over my demented senile cat as she falls out my window.
I mean, everybody's that. Yes, Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber, right? So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. All right.
Someday some lucky guy's going to meet that busload of women and they're going to want to take him home. You guys don't remember that? The last scene?
I didn't see the movie.
Oh, God. They're on their little scooter and the bus of whatever, cheerleaders or sorority girls come by. And they ask if like, hey, do you know any guys who want to join us? Like, nope, we don't know any. And the bus takes off. He says, think about that. Someday there'll be 2 lucky guys and those girls will invite them to come on the bus and we'll go with.
That's actually funny. I wish I had seen it.
Oh, Dumb and Dumber's worth it. That's worth it. So. All right, let me see here. I'll save the fan mail for later. Let's do some updates. The YouTube is behind about a month on approving monetization. So next week I'm going to be going to Streamlabs. If either one of you guys, any one of you guys, would like to help me test Streamlabs because I'm sick and tired of waiting around for YouTube.
Actually, I need to test mine too because I got I can't say who it is, but I got someone big that agreed to come on my channel, and cool. I want to do Streamlabs.
All right, cool. Well, how about John, you and me? I want to get a couple other guys in. We'll just do a trial run to test the Streamlabs, so that should be up by next week. and that. Also, yes, I'm not on Facebook. I'm in Facebook jail. So if you've been trying to get in contact with me, that won't. New email for the Older Brother podcast is olderbrother@yahoo.com. I think that's it. All right, cool. Anything from you guys?
I just want to say I am going to be interviewing the Beckloff this evening. Hopefully, if he doesn't bail on me.
Yeah.
Is that the big to-do celebrity that you were talking about?
No offense. No offense to Chris. I'm just saying. No, it's going to be a theme like what we talked about, but it's going to be like him having to deal, overcoming some of the financial challenges he have, and also him living in a rural area, unlike us city boys. So,
boy, I would love to get in on that and yell at him.
Well, okay, you can come in the chat, but don't.
No. It's called get a Greyhound bus ticket and go to Vegas. That's what it is.
But anyway, yeah. So that's tonight. So anyone's interested in that, that is tonight at, I don't know, I think it's 9:30 Pacific time, 12:30 Eastern.
Cool. And when you get your pigtails in and you bring in Fluffy the cat.
Well, just give to the GoFundMe. I actually do have a YouTube channel. There aren't very many videos on it yet, though, because
we're gonna fix this.
I only need 133 to be Lawrence.
Obviously,
that's true. That's true. I probably have almost that many, but yeah. You can buy my books at Amazon.
There we go. Yeah.
And just put Ann Sturzinger into Amazon.com, and all kinds of delightful, funny shit without me naked in it, alas, will show up. And a couple of adventure books I put out, adventure and science fiction books I put out in the past year, and a fitness book called Disaster Fitness. You can go to AnnSturzinger.com and read some blog posts and find a few more links to that shit.
Hey, Ann, did you change the cover to life from the person hanging to something else?
Oh, that's a long story. I didn't officially change it, but to try and get a Kindle ad, I had to Bowdlerize it because they didn't like the image of the guy hanging, and I was trying to get Kindle to let me buy ads from them, and so they had me put a like shittier cover on just to buy those ads.
Because I was trying to figure out, if it was like
good eye that you caught that though.
Re-released with a different cover or something like that.
It kind of was, but it wasn't on purpose. And the guy hanging is the official cover.
They did the same thing, Kindle, like we want to put ads on Amazon's actual page. And I tried to do the Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. And my advertisement was, are you black? Are you male? Are you in poverty? Do you want to get out? Then buy this book. And it was capitalized and then buy this book. And they turned it down saying because those letters were capitalized, they would have to turn it down. And I'm like, yeah, this sounds like a first date where the girl claims she's bipolar. We're not going to be running ads this way. Doc, what do you got? You're going to come up with the Dirty Doctor YouTube and boost your YouTube following to Lord Southern?
Yeah, the safety community. It's a hard community to rally.
There must be some really hot chicks in that industry, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, you got to have like a hurricane or something like that. Then it kind of comes to life, which was pretty funny. I interviewed Katie Pashon of the Cajun Navy, and for Eye Candy, Katie was like late 20s and doing all the PR stuff for Cajun Navy. That was quite an interview. Actually, during one part, and I think we kept it in the interview. She's sets up her whole system, and we're getting ready to record, and I said, I can see like everything I shouldn't be seeing right now. Like you've got to sit back and sit more upright and all of this stuff. And, damn it. Anyway.
Wait, so you did that in person?
No, well, we Skyped. So
so you could see. Okay.
Right, I mean, yeah, literally like a week after the hurricane, and she was one of the key people running the Cajun Navy communications interface. So she was like in her late 20s, and people would put on Facebook like, I need help at this address, and they take a picture of their house and stuff, and then she would communicate out to the dudes in the boat and whatever, and then they would go out and get them. So we did this interview. Katie Pashon, you can go on safetyphd.com and through my videos, but that would have been back with Hurricane Irma and Harvey. Last October? I'm
just trying to figure out how you spell Kate. I'm just seeing if she's good looking.
She is. Yeah, Pechon.
Katie Pashon.
Yeah.
Oh, she is a looker. Yeah, she's not bad.
Yeah. So, and she And she was really, really cool. But I mean, it was one of these things where I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, Katie, I said, I can't go live until like we get this kind of, figured out. I can't, although that's probably recorded yet. I have to go back. I don't know. Hey, I was running real quick. I was running the other night and running around the tracks 2 blocks from my high school and or 2 blocks from my house. And all of a sudden this animal's running beside me. And I'm thinking, oh, like I have a pretty good idea what's going on. I throw my flashlight back, skunk. It's like running beside me and trying to like kind of merge with me, and I just take off. I'm like Forrest Gump. Forrest, run, Forrest, run. But now like that's happened too often, and I'm afraid I'm just going to, turn a corner and the skunk will be there, and then I'll be like, taking a tomato bath. So
wait,
I don't know.
Stalking you.
Skunks are running beside you?
Yeah. This thing was like running beside me, and then it was kind of like working its way over to me. So it was maybe about 20 feet away from me. And I've had this happen before. Now this is like the 4th time in the last year. So I can't take the risk anymore of encountering, because you're running. I mean, if you startle it, then you're all, you're sprayed and then all that stuff. But I throw the flashlight back, and I mean, this thing put on some speed. I mean, I was going pretty good to get the hell out of there. But yeah, that was a few nights ago.
Well, you bring in stories like, oh yeah, my parents had a bomb shelter and I scared all the old World War II vets. And by the way, more about safety. It's like, well, go back. How do you have skunks chasing you on a regular basis?
Well, they come out on, okay. So what
They're
they do,
exercising. They're exercising skunks.
I'm on the football field, the track is around it. And I think because they irrigate the football field, like the larvae, like the Japanese beetles and stuff come out of the football field, and they're always digging, they're rutting up the football field. So there's woods around the football field. So I think they come out at night and the field's been irrigated, so they know they're going to get a meal. So I think that's why.
No, the question was, why the fuck are they chasing you?
It's like that scene in Rocky 3 where they're running on the beach instead of Apollo Creed.
I don't know. Unless it's because we got cats or something and it's a scent thing that they're tuning into, or I don't know what it is. Fan club. I don't know. But honestly, well, yeah, I'm slipping. I knew it. I just knew. I turned the light back.
So like, you throw, like, did you physically throw the flashlight, or you just flashed the light on the skunk?
I just flashed it on the skunk.
And then it scares it away?
No, it didn't deter it at all. I just knew what it was, and then it's picking up speed. And I'm like, straight line. I'm just the hell out of there because,
It's like Aliens. The light turns on. There's the alien, but it's a skunk.
But, oh, man. Yeah, that totally sucked because, like, I love to run at night. And now I've had to rethink the whole running at night thing, because if the skunks are kind of coming out and feeding right now, I can't run during the day.
This really funny.
I talk to myself when I'm running, like it kind of problem solve.
This is exactly why I moved out of Wisconsin.
These are some really interesting problems that you have in your life, I gotta say. But hey,
long distance running skunks.
Wow.
Or my neighbor is like,
the guy's got a PhD. He can't figure out a end run around that one, but all right.
So yeah, hey, safetyphd.com. I got to get a podcast out soon because my Windows 7 computer's been blue screening about twice a day.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to take it into the same lady that fixed my laptop with Windows 7, did a nice job, but I'm going to have to disconnect everything down here and take it in, and she might have to do a fresh install. And I'm dreading that. But so yeah, I'm going to have to release something in the next day or two and then just get off of this system.
You back up your key files?
Yeah. I put everything on external, hard drives, and it's just a pain in the ass to disconnect all of this stuff, as you probably know, but I've got 3 monitors running off of this, and the thing has 7 hard drives, 7 solid state hard drives.
Good Lord, what are you doing?
So, well, I was doing some stuff with
NASA,
international, like China, and then some of my clients on the East. Well, yeah, I mean,
either that or you're running a really, really big kitty porn site. I don't know.
Or Bitcoin mining or something.
So, yeah, it's great. It's crazy. But no, I mean, when you do like, anything that's courtroom based or stuff like that, I mean, you've got to have your system where it can handle all of that. So I don't know.
Okay.
I record a ton of video stuff just for clients and not the kind of clients we've been talking about before, but yeah. And then I, have to put it up on a site with a password, and then they can go get it and stuff like that.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you can make it tonight, and that your meeting was postponed till tomorrow.
Yeah, actually got moved to next Tuesday, but that's one of these things, when you deal with people, they keep changing the dates on you. You got to go with it. So, but
the joys of self-employment. DT, what's up?
I'm still writing at happynihilist.net. My most recent post was telling you don't matter. All of you don't matter. So it's very happy, I guess, at happynihilist.net. It's been fun so far, and we'll see how it keeps going.
Cool. You ever going to bring a podcast or some other media to that, or no?
I've been thinking about that. I was thinking about the Will to Power Hour. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But
I like that post.
Huh?
I liked your post.
Oh, great.
And actually, when I did my driver's license today, I put organ donor. Part of it was because I had never done it before, but I'm like, why the hell not? I don't. Yeah, I mean.
Well, I might have to do a post about organ donation. Don't check that box on organ donation. I agree with George Carlin on that one. So
I'll donate. Wow. When I'm in a Republican neighborhood, then I'll put the donate organ. But if I'm in the state of Minnesota, chances are it's going to go to a leftist. So fuck them.
I like George Carlin. George Carlin's like, you check that box and you get brought into a hospital. You think they're going to try to save your life? No fucking way, man. They're looking for parts. Oh, look, we got this here. Oh, I don't know. It's yeah. I mean, that's the cynical way of looking at it, or the humorous way of looking at it. But it's funny. I mean, if you're gone, you're gone. You should help. I mean, if you're gonna die, you might as well help somebody live. I mean, that's.
No, I have a friend of mine that she a few years ago she actually had a double transplant, a kidney and a pancreas. So I'm kind of I'm really happy she's alive because she's a good person.
Right. Right. I think it's just if you trust whether people are going to actually try to save your life or not. And
right, yeah.
And that's the question you have to answer is, do you trust doctors enough to do everything possible to save your life before donating your organs? I would hope that that's true. But that it is a question that does require some faith.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Do they even know though? Like they're not saying, "Hey, whoa, wait, is he an organ donor?" I think they're usually like, "Let's get his heart stabilized" or something like that.
I think they know. I think anybody that's they know.
They actually treat it different. Like I've been involved.
Let's not spreading this rumor now. No one's going to donate a fucking organ and be responsible for someone who dies of kidney and heart failure.
Right.
What were you saying, Doc?
Oh, but they'll take the body and they'll cool the body quicker during surgeries and things like that if they know organ donation is on the table as a possible outcome.
And even if you're not an organ donor, I mean, they do try to convince the next of kin if all is lost. So I think they do treat. I mean, they try to. I think they try to save whatever they can, no matter what. So
if we can't keep you, we'll keep your parts.
Yeah. Circle the parts.
Well, think about it this way. For all you atheists out there, organ donation may be your only shot at immortality, or at least living past your expiration date.
And if you watch enough horror movies, you might actually have some influence.
Yeah, so.
I got the heart of a killer. Oh, my God.
All right. Well, on that happy note that won't give little children nightmares.
It's the happy nihilist. That's exactly it. It's
happy
the happy nihilist.
It reminds me of the Black Mirror, which will just give you nightmares. So we will bid everyone adieu. Thanks for coming on the show, guys. We'll go through. I will need your advice next week when we will read a rejected asshole consulting email letter because it touches on a topic that is elderly brotherly advice and bit of a lesson we got to spread to all the young boys out there and girls. So, Ann, hopefully you'll be around for that one because I do want to have a female's opinion on that. But we will see all you guys later. Toodles.
Great.